Well. If it isn't my friends and well-wishers alike, welcome to another episode of samandmatty.com. It's Friday, April 19th.
How do you always know that?
4:20. What are you talking about? It's on the screen.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Makes
Cool.
it sound like you know what day it is, what time it is.
That's really cool.
You could check the weather.
It's like
in
having
some
a
places.
teleprompter almost.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it
A
just tells you
teleprompter
one
that
thing.
tells you the date and the time
Mhm.
so that you can say it on your podcast. We're back. I was thinking about saying like, oh, this is the fifth episode or whatever, but I don't know that, and the teleprompter isn't telling me. So
I think it's 6.
6? I was going to say 5, but I don't actually know. And it doesn't matter because it's all just, everything is just flowing.
We're flowing.
We're
Everything is
constantly-
one, actually. Like
We're constantly just
technically,
flowing.
there's just one episode.
It's all just one episode that flows into the next.
So you
People
can
love
never,
transitions.
You can never be mad if we don't put an episode out because it's just one episode.
And you can never stop listening because it all flows. It's infinite. It's all together. It's all one giant thing. And if you miss a single episode, you're fucked. So you better listen to each and every one. And if you missed last week's episode, the fuck's wrong with you?
And you if you aren't a patron, you are really missing out on Maddie and I eating olives,
That's true.
which you did in the Patreon.
That's got to be
area.
kink content for somebody.
Yeah, because
There's got to be kink
there
content for some of you little
is live footage of me
sickos.
spitting.
That's true. And
Out
there's live
olives.
footage of my feet, and they stink so bad that stink lines are coming off of them.
It's really stinky.
You like that? So sign up for the Patreon. That's patreon.com/samandmatty.com. Wow, you're an amazing actor. It really
you.
seems like it stinks in here.
Thank you.
But it doesn't. It smells like hot dogs. Because I had hot dogs for lunch. I'm back.
Speaking of acting. Sorry, I just had to take
Speaking
a
of
sip.
acting, here's a dramatic pause.
I had 2 auditions this week, and Maddie was so gracious and was my reader for both of my auditions. And I learned something this week that I didn't know. One of my auditions asked me if I had tattoos and if I had clearance for the tattoos, which means, do I have permission from the tattoo artist who did my tattoos for them to appear on camera? I didn't know that was a thing, but I guess it's a thing. So if you are trying to be an actor and you're getting a tattoo, you better ask your tattoo artist if you can have
do it
that.
in advance.
Because I was like, I don't know a lot of the people who did the tattoos of mine.
And apparently this goes back to a lawsuit from, what's that movie called? I can't
The
fucking
Hangover.
remember what anything's called anymore.
I think,
The
yeah,
Hangover.
there was a lawsuit from what I briefly read about this, because I was like, what's this all about? The person who did the tattoo on Mike Tyson sued the movie for replicating it on Ed Helms.
But that seems like a totally different thing. But whatever, it doesn't matter.
Either
I've
way.
been thinking about it a lot since we discovered that. And
Yeah.
okay. Ella Purnell, Jackie of Yellow Jackets,
Yeah.
is in the new Fallout series.
Yes.
And she has dumb little tattoos similar to like crap that we have. Just
Oh,
like
really?
dumb stuff.
Like little scrappy
Yeah.
book kind of vibes.
And in the show, they're constantly covered. Like I think one is on the back of her arm, and when we start seeing her without the jacket on, she has a bandage on her arm. And I'm wondering if that's what that is.
Oh,
If they're
interesting.
covering. So if you know anything about this, hit the DM.
Yeah,
Let
would
us
love
know.
to know. I also feel like CGI could probably remove
That's true.
the tattoos at this point, but I don't know for certain.
Makeup?
Am I regretting my choices of getting a bunch of tattoos? A little,
I regret my
little.
choices every day.
but
That's
I'm not
what life's
gonna
all
let
about.
I'm not gonna let it sour my life because I have this little ball.
Life is all about just regretting the little choices you make.
What is life about if not regret?
Straight up. Straight up. And let me tell you what I'm regretting right now. Okay? Let me tell you what I'm regretting right now.
Okay.
The deep regret that I'm feeling in my heart and soul.
Okay.
The deep regret that I'm feeling in my heart and soul. You know what that is?
What?
Living all these years of my life here on this earth, surrounded by the people I love.
That's your
And also-
biggest
No!
Oh.
And the people I don't like too. And the people I just feel neutral about. Living my life, going to my job, playing basketball, making love, going to work. Did I say that already? Doing all this crap and not having an Xbox to come home to. That's right, folks.
Well, technically, we've always had an Xbox.
That's different.
We've always had one.
We had an Xbox 360. That is a piece of crap.
Oh, come on.
I bought myself an Xbox Series S.
Maddie's got their money up.
No, I got my credit up. But I'm back, baby. I'm a gamer now. I'm trying to lean into a thing where I enjoy my life instead of just living in a constant state of misery.
Every day for the past, 5 or 6 days, you've mentioned how much you love your life and how much you have a perfect life.
Straight up. And now that I got the Xbox, that was the final piece. My life was a big, beautiful puzzle full of loved ones and people I don't like and my job and making love and other things, the cats, my family, whatever. And there was just one piece missing in the middle. And I was always pissed off. So I was trying to fit this one other piece into it that looked like a Nintendo Switch, but it wasn't quite enough. But now that I got the Xbox Series S, snapped right in. And I'm living, playing the exact same games I played on Switch, playing NBA 2K, and I'm playing Fortnite, but it's better.
I gotta say,
okay,
just from a pure outsider's perspective, I don't know anything about games, about gaming, about pixels or whatever. The Switch, just aesthetically, compared to the Xbox, Switch is like child's play.
I think it's for children.
Oh.
It's geared at children a little more.
Makes sense because it looks like dog do. It looks like a dog do on the big screen. On the little screen, it's fine.
Yeah.
But when it's on the big screen.
I'm pushing the Switch to its limits. I'm playing Switch on the biggest TV you ever seen in your damn life. It's not meant for this. This was not their intention for a grown man to play Switch on the biggest TV anyone's ever seen.
But now that you're playing on this Xbox, I'm like,
is this art?
Is Cade Cunningham in my living room?
Does Pretty Matty play on the Pistons?
Oh my god!
Because this looks like live basketball.
Can you show the people the difference between
the before and after?
Yes.
Okay, it might take me a second though, so you gotta.
Okay, so I will let you know what this is all about. So on one of the games that Maddie plays, the basketball game,
NBA 2K24,
you can scan your face, and it will tell you. It will render an avatar for you based on your face scan, and Maddie was doing it over and over and over again in good lighting.
I was doing it in absolutely flawless lighting. I would take my glasses off. I would go nice and slow right in the window, doing my thing.
Right.
Doing it as they want you to do it. And every time it would come back looking like this.
Who's
this guy? Who is this?
He looks
I don't know
familiar, but I don't know him.
Can I line it up so it I can't do it because I can't see past it. Oh well, whatever. All right. And then I did it on the Xbox. Look at this. That's me.
That really looks like you with a tan.
Yeah, they really want me to be biracial still, but that's me.
That really is you. I feel like if it was had just a little bit of a longer face.
Yeah, you can't adjust
the
really
do
length
that.
of your face. It looks like me as a child, kind of. It's very interesting.
It's so cool. I really want to do me, but I am afraid I will spiral afterwards.
It's interesting because they'll be making you into a fella.
Oh, you can't be. Oh,
I don't think you can. Although, I don't think you can. You can play WNBA games as a WNBA team, but I don't think you can do my career as a woman, which is kind of a crazy oversight, don't
honestly.
you think?
They just assume only guys want to play that game.
Although I don't. I guess you could make yourself look like a flat-chested buff woman.
Very cool. But yeah. I've never done anything like that before where it tells you what you look like. But I guess the closest thing I have to that is when the hairdressing place posted, I got my hair cut and they
years ago.
I got my hair cut and they're like, can we take a picture of your haircut for our Instagram? And I was like, I look amazing. Absolutely, you can. And so later in the day, I leave. I'm vibing. My hair is cut. I look so fucking fly.
Fresh
To death.
Slim.
And I'm with my bestie. We're hanging out. And I get a notification that, oh, bloop, hairdressing place.
Put them on blast. Say their name.
Coop Bazaar.
In Toronto.
In Toronto. I don't think it exists anymore, but Coop is probably because of this. Coop Bazaar has tagged you in a photo, and I was like, let's see this photo of me getting my hair cut like a celebrity. And the picture that they posted.
Do you have it?
Yeah, I do.
You have to show it. You can't just talk about it. It's
okay.
It's truly bizarre. They put a lot of weight on the word bizarre in the name.
So they post this picture of me and I start to spiral immediately because I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's me. That's my face. That's my
essence.
Yeah, like I wasn't
I
like,
think it's only your essence.
It was my clothes. I was like, oh, that's my clothes. And I was like looking at it and I started to have like an existential crisis. Like I really started to spiral because I was like, I can kind of see me in this, but is this what I look like? And I'm looking at it and I'm like looking at it and I'm looking at it and I'm looking at it. I'm like starting to kind of sweat and like cry. And I was like, Lily, is this what I look like? Is this what I look like? And up until this point,
you thought you knew what you looked like.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, wow, I have a brain disease that won't allow me to see what I look like. And it paints a portrait of me in my mind that is so much more beautiful than what I actually look like. If this is what I look like, no shade to anyone who looks like this also. But
nobody looks like this.
It just wasn't me. And so I messaged them and I was like, hey girl, mind telling me why that photo looks crazy? And they were like, we don't really know what you're talking about. We put a beauty filter on you. We use a beauty filter. Maybe that's it. And I was like, you remove that immediately. Scrub this from the internet. And up until this point, I've only showed my close my close friends, and my new hairdresser. I showed my new hairdresser. But let me please sound off in the comments if you think that this looks like me.
It looks so weird. I don't even know how they could have done this. It's very interesting.
But my lips do look amazing.
Can I see it up close?
Yeah.
It's so interesting. They made you into a completely different person.
I look like
You look like what an alien
a tall gray
thinks a person looks like.
Yes. Like an alien that's come down to Earth that's like doing recon.
Yeah. Like an alien was trying to be, on Bar Rescue when John Taffer goes in and puts on a disguise.
Yeah, recon.
But yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
We're on the same page.
Exactly what I said. So yeah, that's the closest thing I have to anything like that.
This is unbelievable.
I should get a tattoo of that.
Who is she?
Who is that person?
Who the hell is
Who is
this?
that creature? Wow, look how skinny my neck used to be. My choker was loose on me. Oh, God.
Nobody wants to have a skinny neck. We want to have huge fucking necks. You want your neck, head, and shoulders to be one unit.
Yeah.
That's the era we're in. We're not doing thin spo. We're not doing...
Thick spo.
Yes. We're not doing... Tumblr eating disorder culture. We're all trying to get huge this summer.
It's true.
Remember that.
I was going through my wardrobe and was going to putting all my summer clothes out and putting away my sweaters and stuff. And I tried on a couple of my little shorts from last year. And guess what? They don't fit over my butt anymore. That's because my butt is juicy. My butt is thick. You need 4 hands to grab onto my butt these days.
Uh-huh.
And that's not a bad thing. That's a
No, it's
great
not.
thing. That's a porno star's dream. I think.
People pay money for that.
So
I'm up 30 pounds. I can't wear my old Dickies anymore. We're thriving.
we're thriving.
We're in our
getting thick for the
monstrous
summer.
era. It's bomb.
And I see like the thing that's actually propelling me towards like achieving more of like a fitness journey as opposed to like a thinspiration
Fartness journey.
is seeing the old people at the gym.
Old people freak me out. No shade to any skinny old men out there, but when I see a skinny old man, it makes me sick.
I just like want when
It fills me
old,
with fear.
Like the guys at the gym, like they can't bend down at all and stuff. And
Scary.
so like to me it is kind of like putting into my mind like I want to be healthy now so I can be healthy for the rest of my life.
Listen, it's like your car, all right? You have to change the oil every 300,000 kilometers or it's going to fall apart. If you don't change the oil every 150,000 kilometers, your car won't work.
Yeah.
So make sure every 150,000 kilometers you're changing the oil. You don't have to do it in between, but every 150,000 kilometers, make sure that you change the oil yourself.
And like my whole family is deceased. My dad died when he was like 51 or 52. And he died of, like, he wasn't sick in like a traditional way where he has like cancer or like an illness. He was just like so unhealthy that he died. And he would like be out of breath walking up the stairs, which is like, I don't want that for myself. So that's why I've been pumping iron. I'm going to the gym. I'm getting thick. I'm getting strong.
Buff.
I'm getting a little buff boy.
Yep. I want to be playing in a European basketball league next year for money.
You will be.
I know that. They're not as good as the NBA. I'm realistic. I'm not going to be in the NBA.
That'll be cool. What if you could play on the Polish team?
What if I could?
And then we could go to that store in Poland that's called Sam Belansky. That's cool. That would be cool.
The Polish team might be sponsored by Sam Belansky. I don't even
People
know.
in Poland, I mean, I can only speak for my family who's from there, but we're tiny and round. So I feel like you'd be one of the tallest guys there.
That's what I need to do.
Yeah, you got to go to Poland.
We have to go somewhere where people are small.
Yeah.
Where statistically the people are small.
Yeah.
So I can be even big. I'm 6'2" now.
You could be 6'3"
That's low.
later.
6'2" is low height
Yeah.
in the NBA. But if we go to Poland and I'm 6'2", I might as well be 6'10". I could be the
an
Victor
asset.
Wembanyama of Polish basketball. Probably.
Easily.
So next year I'm going to be playing EuroLeague basketball. And that's why I'm going to the gym now.
You should start doing Polish Duolingo to prepare yourself.
Yes. Zimnet.
But why? Okay, I don't know anything about Poland, but why are Polish people small, but the people from Serbia are huge?
I don't know. They're eating more irradiated horse meat or something.
Just something to think about.
Something to think about.
Maybe the women of Poland need to be finding Serbian husbands.
There's definitely a lot of Serbian
even it out.
motherfuckers in the league, in the NBA.
Yeah, but you don't hear of too many Polish people.
You don't. I don't think I've ever heard of one. It's interesting.
Yeah, Polish
What
people
could
don't
that
get
mean?
out much.
I'm looking this up.
They're
real
too busy
quick.
trying to screw in a light bulb.
Damn. Okay. They can't form a basketball team. They're all trying to screw that light bulb in.
Mm-hmm. And they're so small they can't reach. So, wow, I'm roasting my people.
Okay. There are some.
It's very cute that Snail always has to be a part of the podcast. Look at him.
is.
He's looking right into the camera.
Jeremy Sochan from the Spurs.
Polish?
Yes. And he's a name. That's a guy
From
for
Poland?
Sure. I think so. Let's see. Let's double check. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing his name incorrectly. But that's how it is when you've never said someone's name before. Sometimes you get it wrong. He was born... Oh, he's Polish-American? Does that mean Polish mother and American father?
See, yeah.
Doesn't quite count.
Doesn't quite count.
He's so cute, though.
Let me see. I was not expecting him to be that cute.
He's really cute.
I've never
He's
seen a
6'8".
Polish guy look like that before.
He's 6'8".
Every time I've seen a Polish guy, They've been one of my uncles, and they've been not having all their teeth.
Poland national basketball team. Poland men's national basketball team.
I am proud to be Polish, I think. Just so you guys know.
I think. Okay. Who we got? I'm trying to see. All right. So this guy should be tall. The center for the Polish national basketball team is Aleksander Balcerowski.
Okay.
Born in the year 2000. He is 7'1". All right.
Wow.
There's some tall Polish guys, I guess.
Wow. Very interesting. We're always learning. We're always growing.
We're always learning live on the pod. Learning European genetic science on the pod.
There's lots to learn.
There's always something new. Every single day there's something new. Every single day
there's a new opportunity to learn something new.
About Poland.
And about basketball.
My life is really occupied with basketball.
We went to the gym today. We played basketball. We came home. Maddie played video games and basketball. I went to the store. I bought Maddie a little basketball net for their office. Then we had to play with that for a while until I had to shut it down.
That's true. You did. I wanted to do best 2 out of 3.
I had to shut it down because I was hungry and I needed to eat a fake bacon sandwich outside.
And I had 2 hot dogs. I'm really back on my hot dog era because I learned that hot dogs are healthy.
They're good for you.
Veggie dogs, to be very
specific,
clear.
Yeah.
I don't eat hot dogs. I'm like Tobey Maguire. I'm exactly like Tobey Maguire.
We have been watching Fallout.
And
I really like it.
So far, very good. I always thought it would be like the perfect show, the perfect game to make a show out of. Because it's such a big world.
There's so
you
much.
can do anything with it.
There's so much going on.
And I don't know what they're going to do. I have no clue. I haven't read anything about it. I don't know how many seasons they're doing. I don't know if it's a mini series.
But it's fascinating.
But
so
I would
far.
love if they did like an anthology series.
That would be cool.
In the Fallout universe. So
I feel like that's where a lot of things go wrong when there is a huge, like Walking Dead, for example. Like, wouldn't that have just been cool if it was like every season was a different
guy or person,
like different area of the world?
Yeah.
Instead of like, fuck, Rick Grimes, you're at it again, brother, and there's always some evil guy. But it's like maybe Rick's actually the evil guy. Did we ever think about that? Maybe he's the one reaping people of their resources. Did we ever think about that?
They never really touched on that, and I always thought that was kind of a weak point in the show. Mm-hmm. Like they sort of little tiny bit do with the Negan stuff, mm-hmm. but then they make Negan so bad.
Yeah.
And like there's no like redeeming the people in his crew. So
yeah, and that's why I just feel like it could, like stuff like that, like it could have just been cool to do like every season was just like a different group of people, different crew, or like even different years, like 200 years after, 100 years after, 50 years after, like.
But they really could do that with Fallout.
Yeah, and I think Fallout just has much more of an imagination. Like, it's like so cool to see the creatures that exist because of the radiation, and I really think it's pretty interesting.
I really think Ella Purnell is so beautiful, except I realize that she kind of looks, and if you're listening to this, I'm sorry. I still think you're so beautiful.
Were you going to say I still love you?
Yeah. Yes, I was. She looks a lot like Michael Jackson. I find that she looks like mid-period Michael Jackson.
Well, that's incredibly on brand for you to have a crush on Michael Jackson. That's all I got to say. Look at me.
Shimona. You think you look like Michael Jackson? You can sing and dance.
Exactly.
But you don't do the other stuff he does. Thankfully.
But it's a good show so far.
Really good show. You should watch it. We've also been watching King of the Hill. Sam's never seen King of the Hill, which is tragic.
The only thing I knew about King of the Hill, well, I knew a couple things because I saw King of the Hill on commercials. And so I knew like a couple, like it'd be like this week on King of the Hill. But then I lived with a person for a while who had a boyfriend who stayed at our house for free. And
a tale as old as time.
Would always be playing guitar in the living room. And he was always playing the King of the Hill theme song and beatboxing. which I think is kind of cool.
The only things I know about that guy is that he did that and he used too much toilet paper. And I've heard that from multiple sources.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting. Seems like a very funny guy to me.
He was really funny. There was a time where we were trying to toilet train our cat to use the toilet.
It's like, you need to use a whole roll of toilet paper. Come on.
And but then like things were going wrong because we only had one toilet. So like people would take the litter tray off the toilet and leave it on the floor. So he was getting confused. And one day we saw like all this poo on the floor. And my roommate at the time, like I had convinced her that it was her boyfriend who pooped on the floor because I didn't want to believe that like the cat wasn't getting it. And she asked him like if he pooed on the floor. And he was so mad. Like he was like, I can't believe you would even ask me if I pooed on the floor and left it there. We didn't want to believe our little baby cat wasn't learning.
You really planted a poisonous seed in her mind.
Mm-hmm. Like I was like, it had to have been him. And she was like,
It had to have been.
Totally.
It
like,
definitely had to have been.
That it's not out of the realm of possibility for him to poop on the floor and leave it there.
That's rude.
So rude. But that's what you get. He
That's
would
what you
also
get when you let your heart win.
not do his dishes, and when she would ask him to do them, he'd be like, but Sam loves doing dishes. Like he was doing me a favor.
Can we just look at this for a quick second?
Oh,
Look at that.
Come on. That guy snuggled in.
That's really cute
That
stuff.
guy's a professional snuggler.
He is.
He's gotten
Really
really
is.
snuggly lately.
That's true.
I think he loves us extra.
There are people out there who say they don't like cats and they say, cats are mean or whatever. I think that reflects poorly on them. I think if the cats don't like you, it's because you have a bad vibe and a bad personality.
Totally.
And you lack swag.
Big time.
And you might be a sex pest.
Because
you obviously have issues with consent.
yes, that's what I was going to say. It's like cats, like you have to learn to coexist with a cat, any cat, in the way the cat wants.
Yes.
And if you aren't like vibing with that and like that doesn't sit right with you, like you're just like, oh, I wish this cat would just like do exactly what I want. It's like you need to check yourself.
You have control issues.
That's gross.
Yep.
If my cat never wanted to see me in the day, I
That'd
would
be
say,
all right.
That's cool.
They barely do.
I'll still feed you. I'll still clean up your poo. But if they want to do this and snuggle in and be so cute, then you have to also allow that.
But this is what you get when
You respect
your
your cat's body.
cat's body. And I think that the way that you interact with cats probably reflects the way that you interact with people too.
Yeah.
So if you are a person who has trouble with cats, you find cats don't like you, cats don't vibe with you, that might be a sign to put in some work.
Check yourself.
Check yourself. Shut your little ass down and listen,
Mm-hmm.
Figure out what it is about you that the cats don't like. It's not about the cats. Figure out what it is about you that cats don't like.
Mm-hmm.
And try to work on that.
Yeah, because this is the cat's world. We're just living in it.
Uh-huh. And the cats, if you respect them, this is what you get. But if you don't respect them, you might end up going to prison one day because of the way that you are.
And don't say we didn't warn you.
Don't say we didn't warn you. Don't ask me to be your lawyer. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. No matter how much you say please, you beg me, please be my lawyer, I can't. Because I didn't go to the university. I have a high school education. I can't do that.
I don't know about any of the rules.
I barely know about the law. I just try to I don't even really leave the house. Because I'm just trying to keep it cool, keep it straight, stay out of the way. Because I don't really know what you're not allowed to do.
I don't know what any of those big words mean.
Have you ever tried to read a contract? Herefore to there art thou.
Here
What are y'all talking
within
about?
The world,
I don't know what any of that means. That's why we always get bad record deals. So, don't ask me to be your lawyer.
We don't know jack shit.
Just start being good to the cats and the people in your life and see what kind of change that evokes.
And maybe just stop expecting things from people, in that way, because that's yucky.
New Taylor Swift album's out. And I'd just like to say 30 minutes into this podcast, now that the Swifties are probably not locked in and I'm not going to get cyberbullied, that's just for losers.
Boring. I'm bored. Next. You know.
What are you talking about here?
Yeah. Couldn't pay me to listen to it.
What are we talking about here? Unless you're Rob Sheffield, who I have to respect because he likes Pony. But anyone else, what are we doing? There's so much stuff out there that's not that. Writing, like, being like a music writer, especially for like an alt press of some kind. Not alt press, but like, you know what I'm talking about. You might as well be reviewing Pepsi. What are we doing here? Oh, the new flavor of Pepsi. The subtle notes, like.
It's reminiscent of a cold cola.
We're not doing this. We're not doing this again. She has too much power. Come on.
Yeah.
That'll do it for us this week. Patreon.com/SamandMaddie.com. We're going to leave the house tonight and we're going to see America's Greatest Band, Webbed Wing.
Yeah, that's
in Detroit.
That's music you can write home.
That's music you should be writing about.
That's a music you should be listening to daily.
You're writing about Taylor Swift instead of writing about Taylor Madison and Jake and Paul Schock.
Big mistake.
Huge mistake.
Big mistake.
Anyway, I love you.
Bye.